Sick of people at ESPN or SportsCenter who think they have their heads on their shoulder but really don't? Well, it's time for the Jimmy the K Sports Show, and we are going to give you the most urgent sports news. Now it's time for the Jimmy the K Sports Show. We are live, unedited, and giving it to you now. Here we go, boys! How you doing out there? It's me, Jimmy the K, your host from every week. Every week, we enjoy having you on each and every week, and bringing you the plethora of sports news that we go through each and every week with our Facebook page and your emails and your correspondence. So, how's your week been? Mine has been okay. So, with that being said, let's get right to it. The sports news, we're going to make it quite brief today, as I've got to belch. Lots of sports news, but lots of things in which you can possibly win prizes. Stuff like that. Alrighty. Let's get to the sports news right now. Jon Daniels, the Texas Ranger general manager, and his assistant general manager, Thad Levine, got a contract extension a couple of days ago from the Texas Rangers out to the 2018 season. Having stability with that group will be nice. Having the stability to be able to go out and entertain free agents and know that you're set no matter what makes it very, very easy for the Rangers to be able to go out and talk with free agents. Now, speaking of, there's been lots of speculation as to who the Rangers want to go after. There was speculation that they might go after Russell Martin. I'm not confident that will happen. Jon Daniels has basically said that more than likely it's more of a trade market, and he's gonna work at building the starting pitching up and possibly getting a catcher to entertain the Texas Rangers with. That being said, there's been lots of speculations this last week at the GM meetings about Elvis Andrus. Would they trade him? The buzz was that, the Yankees would entertain it to look for a replacement for Derek Jeter. But Jon Daniels has basically said, in his own words, that Elvis Andrus' best days are ahead of him. And that, Texas doesn't want to do anything prematurely against his will. But you have to realize this is a business decision from both ends of the spectrum. And that, Jon Daniels is going to say anything for the fans to be happy. He said the same thing with Ian Kinsler last year. He said the same thing with Mark Teixeira and the other trades that he's made. He said the same thing. It's a business decision. If they get a good enough return, or if they feel like they're going to get a good enough return, they will pull that trigger, whether it be for Andrus, Beltre, whoever it may be for. They're going to pull that trigger. The trigger in which Major League Baseball is feeling good about themselves. So there was a big news story the last couple days in baseball about the Florida Marlins extending Giancarlo, I hope I'm pronouncing that, Giancarlo Stanton. The deal is reportedly worth 13 years, $325 million. There is an opt-out clause. There are no trade clauses in it. there's, all kinds of speculation as to whether this is a good deal or not. And I'm going to give you my 2 cents worth. My 2 cents worth is that this is a bad deal. At his age, fine. At his age, 13 years is not bad. But with multi-year contracts, what we as fans have seen, and most assuredly us as Ranger fans have seen, Yankees fans have seen, Red Sox fans have seen, Cubs fans have seen, is no matter how much money you pour out to one person, those long-term contracts typically bite you in the hiney. And this is one of those deals that, in my opinion, will bite these guys in the hiney. I'm not trying to take anything away from Giancarlo Stanton. A matter of fact, I'll read the report that's been going around. And that is the opt-out clause is for 5 years. It's a 13-year deal worth $325 million, but the 5th year he gets opt-out. Another big problem with these long-term contracts is the no trade clauses. The no trade clauses become really, really big. And then on top of that, if you want to trade him 3-4 years into the season, those other teams are going to want Florida to eat up a lot of money in the trade if they're not getting enough in return. And no matter, you could trade the whole team away for Giancarlo Stanton and still need Florida to pay off a lot of money. So with that being said, this is a bad deal in my opinion. And it's not to give anything away from Giancarlo Stanton. He's a good player, but he's only had one healthy year of baseball, which is not all that great. But he's a good player. Do not get me wrong. Do not get me wrong. I want to give my hats off to the AL MVP and NL MVP. The hats off go to Mike Trout, AL MVP. He actually made history. The first AL MVP to ever have the most strikeouts and win the MVP award. And then you have the NL MVP, Clayton Kershaw, from the Los Angeles Dodgers, who was only second lowest ERA of a member of a team to win the MVP. His ERA was at 177, a record of like 21-4, if I'm not mistaken, or 20-3. Very good numbers for those guys, and congratulations to both of them on their MVPs, and better luck to Mike Trout next year, as hopefully he will not have the most strikeouts. With that being said, one more big sports news, and that's in the baseball realm. The Diamondbacks acquired Jeremy Hellickson from the Rays in exchange for outfielder Justin Williams and shortstop Andrew Velasquez. Both are low A minor leaguers. So that's a good trade for both teams, and that'll pay off for both of them in the future, in my opinion. With that being said, that's this week's show. I'm going to go ahead and go over some of the final college football scores for this week. And then ask you a few questions that you can interact with me as well. All right, going over the finals today in college football. 21 ranked Duke loses to Virginia Tech 17-16. Unranked Northwestern beats 18th ranked Notre Dame 43-40. 19th ranked Clemson loses to 27th ranked Georgia Tech 28-6. Arizona winning in a shocker last minute field goal against Washington 27-26. Wisconsin all over 16th ranked Nebraska 59-24. TCU 34-30 over Kansas. Ohio State 31-24. Mississippi State losing to Alabama 25-20. And those are the finals in college football thus far for today. With that being said, that is this week's show. I know it's a little bit short. Not a whole lot. A lot in Major League Baseball. Not a lot going on around the rest of the world in baseball or in sports. With that being said, that's this week's show. And remember, you have 3 easy ways to get in contact with me. Pretty simple ways. You can like our Facebook page, facebook.com/allaboutsportszone. Or you can like us at Twitter at JimmyKersey1. Or you can email me at allaboutsportszone@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you each and every week. I am your host, Jimmy the K. Each and every Saturday night, 8 p.m. Central Daylight Time. See you next Saturday. I'm Jimmy the K. Peace out.